My second tournament is upon us, so let's have a chat about my list and my expectations. Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, I'm very excited to make this video because I've been dying to share my list, etc. for the Last Chance Open tournament that I'm going to, or indeed when you watch this, where I've been to, because it was a few days ago, the weekend just gone. So yeah, I've been really excited to make this video. I've been planning for several months, but not really. I'll explain in a minute. So yeah, I've had my list for a couple of months, and I was hoping to have played loads and loads of games with this list, but that hasn't happened because I've been unable to really play much 40k for various reasons, including my son giving up the game and my buddy losing a bit of enthusiasm for the game. He has got his enthusiasm back now, but I've been unable to really test out this list. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing. I have to be honest, I am disappointed by that. I was hoping to have a good few games under my belt with this army, and indeed have some battle reports in the system ready to go. I don't, unless when Scrag Guard comes to my house to pick me up. And we might get a quick game in with the list, and if we do, I will record that and you will see that, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. So I'm sure you're dying to know what army I am going to take, and I am taking my Necrons. Yes, my Necrons. So I want to chat about why I've taken the Necrons. I'm going to go through the list as well, and also my expectations for the army. First of all, I'm going to have a quick cup of coffee because I'm still suffering with a bit of a cough. I'm desperately trying not to cough. This helps. So, yeah, how did I get to the conclusion of taking Necrons? Especially as I recently painted my 15 warp spiders. Well, the 15 warp spiders I painted because I just wanted to get them painted. It was part of my Guess It Painted challenge. I'd had them for ages, the 10 years or so, those models. I tried to paint them at the beginning of 2016. I had a primer problem, and then, you know, the Guess It Painted challenge came, and they were on the cards always to be painted. So I painted them, not for the tournament, although I sort of tried to indicate that I did, because there's a number of YouTube channels at this event, and I wanted to throw them off slightly. Now, having said that, you had to actually list what army you were taking for the LVO on the Facebook group in the end, so everyone knew I was taking Necrons, that was going to the event. No one knew which army. So why did I choose Necrons? Well, I chose Necrons because, if you remember my last tournament that I went to, which was my first ever tournament, I did a video sort of reflecting on the event, and I reflected that I really enjoyed it, but I also reflected that what I enjoyed was effectively going to the tournament with something unusual list, something which people might be surprised to see, possibly never played against before in the tournament environment, something which possibly would just throw them off slightly. And I talked about taking maybe Tyranids to my next tournament, in particular a Pyrophore list with like maxed out Pyrophores. That's going to happen one day, but I just haven't had any time to do anything on that. So the Space Wolves I thought about, but they're just not competitive at all. And then what else was there? Eldar, of course. And I did consider Eldar, but again, you know, there's going to be Eldar there for sure. My Eldar's not particularly cheesy, and in the end I just decided on Necrons, and there was a reason why I decided on Necrons. and as you probably saw, just before Christmas I painted up the last third unit of wraiths, Necron wraiths, and I've had this vision, and to be fair, this list that I've got here is a list idea that I had to play against Ace Face, because you know I was working out like, well, how can I sort of beat Ace basically in this with some of his tournament lists against my not tournament lists. So I was trying to work out a way of beating him. So my initial idea came from a list idea that I had to play against Ace, but we never really got around to it. Now also there are some restrictions at this event. Actually, what I need to say is WarGames, of course, my sponsor, which is where the event is. You need to go and check out the WarGames website, you need to go and check out the WarGames Facebook page, and you need to check out the WarGames YouTube channel. All of those links are in the description below, so please check them out. There were some restrictions, and that was that we're using the ITC rules pack, and also we're using single factions. Now there are some allies available for certain armies within the restrictions, but nothing really that affects me or my armies. So I decided to go for Necrons, and my initial idea was to have 3 Canaptic Harvests, which you can't do because with ITC you're only allowed 2 of the same formations. So that was wiped out straight away. Now that wasn't my list idea for Ace, but that was what brought me on to my list idea for Ace. So my list idea for playing Ace Face was to have 6 Canaptic Harvests, 6 Tomb Spiders, 6 units of 3 Scarab Swarms, and 6 units of 3 Wraiths. I thought that would be pretty cool. I thought that would be pretty fun. And that's where I got inspired for this list. Now I'm not taking that because obviously you can only have 2 formations. But what I am going to be taking is 6 units of 3 Wraiths. And because I'm using multiple small units for the Wraiths, I've stuck with that theme for the rest of the army. So I am using a Necron MSU list, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to play it. I wish I'd been playing it before, but it's going to just happen at the event. I think the way it's going to play is just effectively just say, well, you've got lots of guns, you can only kill 1 unit at a time. So I know I'm going to be playing them and putting quite a lot of dead models away. I know that, but even without the RP on the Wraiths, I think, you know, it's going to be a good list. So let's have a quick look at this list. Now I've named this list the Necron Boohoo list. It's the only thing that I can sort of half get to rhyme with MSU. So it's the Necron MSU Boohoo list. And I have 2 CADs. So in CAD 1, I have a Lord. Now this Lord is absolute basic. He started off with a Warsai, but in the end I had to tweak the list so that he didn't have a Warsai. I figured because of the way I'm going to be playing this army, my Warlord is going to die pretty quick anyway. Unlike the last tournament what I went to, where I said, next time my Warlord's definitely going to have a Warsai or a Void Reaper, and that's because there were particular bonus points for killing the Warlord. Now yes, you still get to slay the Warlord, but the way I'm going to be playing the army, the way the army works, it's not going to make any difference whether I've got Warsai on there or not. So no Warsai, just basic, 50 points for the Lord. And I have 2 squads of Immortals for troops, I've gone for standard immortals with the Gauls or Gauss weapon, and I've gone for immortals because obviously they had that 3+ save, which is slightly better than warriors, and so I don't necessarily have to rely on terrain quite as much. So I've gone for 2 squads of 5 immortals, keeping the MSU idea. Elites, I think you know me by now. 3 squads of 5 flayed ones. Now I usually play flayed ones in 10s, as you know, but in this instance I've got 3 squads of 5, minimum amounts of models in each unit in all cases. Fast attack, we've got 3 wraiths, all with whip coils, times 3. So it's 3 units of 3 wraiths with whip coils. Heavy support, I've got 3 single separate heavy destroyers. How annoying is that going to be? Just like a single model, I'm going to be hiding him as best I can behind terrain. He's going to pop out, shoot his effectively last cannon, and then he's going to be going back in the assault phase behind the piece of terrain. And I've got 3 of those, just little sniper units, just cause a bit of trouble. Another unit that's got to be dealt with on the table. That's my first CAD, which comes to 952 points. The second CAD, it's almost a rinse and repeat. So my second CAD's got a Lord, no upgrades, 2 squads of Immortals, basic, 3 squads of 5 flayed ones, minimum, 3 squads of 3 Wraiths. One of those units only has 1 whip coil, just because I had to play with the points. Excuse me. And then for my heavy support, although I'd absolutely love to have another 3 single heavy destroyers, I don't have the models, I only have 3. So I've decided to go, it's the same points, 50 points as a heavy destroyer. I've decided to go for 2 single tomb spiders, Canaptric spiders, and that second CAD takes me it's 896 points. Takes me to 1848. 2 points left over. I couldn't quite squeeze in the 2 points. But what I do have there is a lot of the units, and I can't wait to play this army. There's nothing in there that's particularly scary, and I think that's good, because that's slightly deceptive. What I do have is a lot of units. I've got 6 squad of 3 wraiths. Now my wraiths are going to work. Excuse me. My wraiths are going to work together, so I'm going to use them effectively like as if they were 6, but 2 squads of 3 just working side by side. So they'll be charging up the field. They can split off if they need to. Bearing in mind that the ITC missions are primary missions and Maelstrom missions with some bonus missions in between. So I think this army is going to cover Maelstrom missions incredibly well. I'm going to be infiltrating 6 squads of flayed ones. Possibly deep striking some of them. They can deep strike. But I'm going to be infiltrating probably 6 squads of flayed ones. Objectives, hide the objectives in awkward areas to get to, infiltrate flayed ones on there. I've got the Maelstrom pretty well covered. I've got my speed with the Wraiths. They're fast, you know, they move 12 inches, ignoring terrain. The Wraiths are toughness 5, 2 wounds, 3+ invulnerable save. Yes, there's going to be no RP, but effectively that unit of 3 is a unit of 6 because they've got 2 wounds each, and unless you've got some sort of instant death or strength 10 weapons, you know, they should be tough to take down, even just 3 wraiths. And then for the primary objectives, again, I've just got so many units, I should be able to have a chance of taking primary objectives. My main issue, as you can probably imagine from this type of list, of course, is the kill points mission, because I've got a lot of kill points. I am probably almost in every game going to lose first blood or first strike. You yes, it's first strike there, which means that means basically you've both got a chance of getting first blood if you kill a unit in your turn. I don't foresee me doing that. Excuse me. You don't know, but I haven't got. My list is not about killing. My list is about mission objectives, tying your units up, making your shooting redundant. You know, fine, shoot some wraiths, kill some wraiths. I've got a load more wraiths. You know, kill some flayed ones. I've got a load more flayed ones. So that's the idea of the list and how it's going to work. I do have the opportunity to play around with the list, and I think in terms of deployment, I think that's what I'm slightly disappointed about not practicing with this list, because yes, I have the opportunity to deep strike the flayed ones. I have an opportunity to deep strike heavy destroyers, deep strike quite a lot of the army. To be fair, I could potentially just put down the immortals with the lords. Cough, go away. You know, so there are some definitely different deployment options, and potentially if I get the kill point mission, I might chance my arm, even though I've never played it before, and just deep strike most of my army. I think that could be fun. We'll see what happens. So that's my list. Expectation wise, I have no expectations now. Originally I did have expectations that I might do quite well with this list. I was feeling quite confident with it, and I am feeling confident, but like I said, as I haven't played any games with it, I know that it's not a good idea to have an unused list to be playing against. It's going to be a pretty competitive environment, so it's going to be a challenge, and I suppose that's how I need to look at it. It's going to be a challenge. A, I haven't played for ages. B, I'm playing with a list I've never played before. It is an army that I played before, an army that I do know quite well. There's no units in there really that I'm not familiar with. It's just you know, getting the tactics down. You know, so working out deployment and stuff. So yeah, we'll see. We will see how I do. I definitely know whatever happens, I'm going to have fun putting my models on the table and then taking them off again. And I'm totally aware that that's what I will be doing. So I'm have a mindset that I'm not going to get upset if my models die. Because the idea of this list is I am going to die. You know, you are going to kill me, you're going to kill a few units here and there each turn, but the idea is I've got plenty of units, multiple small units. Necron boohoo. Boohoo, I'm here. Yeah, so that is my army, and my expectations of the event. I absolutely can't wait to go. It's going to be awesome going to WarGames, meeting Martin for the first time, my sponsor, seeing the store for the first time. Wow, it looks amazing. Check out the Facebook page, there's pictures and stuff on there. You know, I just absolutely can't wait. Can't wait to meet all the YouTubers. Some I've already met. Scrag Guard, of course, which I'm going up with. Thank you, Scrag Guard. Massive thank you for taking me up there. So Scrag Guard, of course, Aceface and Martin McNeil, you guys rock. And then 40k Geeks 40k are going to be there, both guys. We've got who else? Dom and Tom from Black Toast Studio. They are going to be there. I think there's more. Of course, Lawrence from Tabletop Tactics. I'm looking forward. I really actually would love to draw Lawrence. I want to play Lawrence and pick my skills against him because he's an awesome 40k player. So that would be great if I could get to match up with him. But yeah, I absolutely can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. Okay, so that's it for this video. Like I said, I am going to do another video going over the event, and yeah, wish me luck. Thanks for watching.